Ladies and gentlemen and everybody in between, boys and girls of all ages, you are never going to believe it. Oh, you're kind of going to believe it because, you know, we finally get some of that Xbox fanboy content. Now, if many of you have not been keeping a close eye of what's been going around the internet lately, well, Redfall has released. And guess what? It is a buggy, disastrous mess. The gameplay is just mid. The story is mid so far as I've gotten into the story. The cutscenes suck ass. The bugs, the bugs are everywhere. I had a stream just yesterday or Monday night, I believe. Yeah, Monday, whenever this post, honestly, of where I was just playing the game with myself and the game was just buggy as all hell. Somebody do me a favor and clip this.
I want to hear them coming.
$70 fucking. This game looks like it came out on last fucking gen, the Xbox One. Runs like shit. And you get bugs like these just for playing the fucking game. This is how you're rewarded. For giving your hard-earned fucking money.
My nails at their throat.
Go fuck yourself, Microsoft. Hell, I even had like Klutzy and Spectre jump on my stream and we had some fun and, well, it was still buggy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, what the fuck was that?
This is the greatest game ever made.
What happened?
Well,
I don't know if you guys saw that on stream though, but all of a sudden,
I'm watching your stream right now.
that green burst out of nowhere. Fucking priority over.
Well, at least the art looks
Spec?
nice. What?
Do me a favor. Run around. What the fuck?
What the hell are you?
Actually,
Look at my live stream. Look at my live stream. Look at the live stream. Both of you.
Okay, let me.
Spec.
Oh
No,
my
Spec.
God.
Spec. Spec, go straight. Move your character straight. Move your character. Look at this shit.
Look at this. Oh my! Wait, what's going on with me? What the hell? Oh!
Paint me like one of your fleet girls.
Oh my gosh!
You're foolish.
I mean, to be completely honest, the only way to really enjoy this freaking game is to play with your friends. But other than that, let's go ahead and jump into the content. You know, that quality content.
What is up, everybody? Tillerverse here today. We're going to talk about Dreamcast guy, ACG, and the other reviewers who are very negative about Redfall. We're going to talk about these guys today because I don't agree with their opinions when people are just saying this game is just completely awful. Sure, there's some blaring flaws, like the visuals are not that impressive. There's some blurry environments, blurry textures. But overall, the game is pretty fun so far.
I'm just going to go ahead and outright say this. I usually do not agree with Dreamcast at all. Usually he does some pretty shady shit if you just look into it. But the matter of the fact, this situation, I can agree with Dreamcast. Due to the fact that I've played this game for at least 5 to 6 hours. And I'm going to tell you right now, this game is pretty boring. And that's why I kind of at the beginning, I showed you guys the bugs. Because this game is filled with freaking bugs. I'm surprised in this game footage that I got for you guys, I'm surprised there wasn't as much as I encountered last night. On top of that, the gameplay with this, the gameplay loop, the AIs, they are just generic. It's just, let's go shoot around, shoot some vampires. That's really about it. Complete objective 1. I'm finished with the objective. That's it. It's boring.
I am around 2 hours into the game. My character's level 4. And I would just say so far, I'm enjoying my time with the game. Sure, there's some frustrating moments, but it's like I'm still having a fun time with the game. This is a game I'm going to play to completion. So, as just the doom and gloom, the negativity around this game is just fascinating. Like, once again, we have Dreamcast guy. I see. At first, when I made the video yesterday, I couldn't really see why. And then there was a few instances where Dreamcast guy was being super negative about Xbox in general, so I can see why Xbox guys don't like this guy. But now I see why Xbox guys really don't like this guy. So he made a tweet talking about, look at these PS2 ass trees. Not, like I said before, the textures are not that amazing in this game at all. Like, it definitely could have used like a year of being delayed to get these textures right. But at the end of the day, that's what current game development is. These games are going to be pushed out. Then a big patch is going to happen. It's going to look a lot better probably like a few months or a year from now. It's going to look like a completely different game pretty much with a lot of these, how these games are in the modern industry right now. But completely different game pretty much with a lot of these, how these games are in the modern industry right now. But
you know, that's really funny. There's actually people that are fans of, you know, the Xbox brand are actually making videos about this saying, yeah, Redfall is really not the way to go. Like Maddie and Destin. Yeah, they're the ones that are saying Redfall ain't it. And they were the ones that were most optimistic about this game. But yeah, let's just say, you know, Dreamcast is the one being negative, making false narrative, blowing it out of proportion. Yeah, let's go ahead with that. Also, I don't know if you were trying to make an excuse for this game, the way it released and stuff, and the overpriced charging that they were trying to charge us for this game. But you have zero excuses to even express in this situation, thinking it was okay to release the game in this situation, and they're going to charge us $70? Like, get the fuck out of here. Also, I'm going to skip a little ahead. He's just rehashing old drama that's happened with Dreamcast. You know, like the empty case, and then how fucking terrible Gran Turismo looks like. So I'm going to skip a little ahead.
I mean, look at the Metacritic for Redfall right now. It is a 64 on Metacritic. The majority of the reviews are mixed, a few negative. But it's kind of like, I just don't, I would definitely, like, if I'm giving my thoughts right now, probably like a 6 or 7 out of 10 is probably reasonable for this game. Like, it's not like, I don't think it's awful. Like, some of these people are just saying it's completely awful. Like, I think that's ridiculous. Like, once again, ACG said it's one of the worst games so far in 2023. Like, knock it off. Like, the game is not bad. That terrible. Like, yes, it's the worst game of 2023. This is out for clicks and, like, Sony fanboy views right here. Like, this is a ridiculous take. The worst game ever.
Yeah, no, sorry, Chief. I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one. I agree with ACG in this situation. Just for the pure fact that the bugginess that this game brings to the table is just awful. Absolutely awful on every single degree of this game. Not only is the bugs just terrible, the performance is just bad. The game dips hardcore, not only on PC, but on Xbox. Sometimes when you enter buildings, you see the frame rates just drop. I mean, hell, when the game's working correctly, the running feels stiff. The gunplay feels stiff as hell. The dialogue is boring as hell. The cutscenes are just dull as hell. Not to mention, some of the enemies just feel, except for the main bad people, they kind of look cool. Just some of the vampires and some of the special enemies just look bland as hell. Like, are you kidding me? We're in a special world where vampires, where they have these mutations. You couldn't give them, like, special looks or something? Like, this world is bland as hell. You know, I could go out right in the middle of the town and no zombies spawn in. Go check my stream. You'll see exactly what I mean. I went into a town. Not a single zombie spawned in there for a while. And I mean, like, maybe for a good 30, 40 minutes. Not a single zombie spawned the fuck in. Not zombie. What is wrong with me? Not a single vampire spawned in. And you know, I'm kind of confused about something. Like, why didn't you just go through the reviews there and go through them and explain why you think they're wrong? It makes zero sense why you didn't do that. Also, for anybody that was part of the stream, you know exactly what I'm about to say. This game is so fucking boring. It's a 4 out of 10, And it really should just rename itself to Midfall.
Like, if you play the Far Cry games, I don't see how people who play the Far Cry games or Borderlands games can just hate this game. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, the game is fun so far when I'm playing it. Like I said, this got a lot of mixed reviews, mostly on the game's performance. People have an issue with, like I said, the performance of the game so far, the visuals, how it looks, the animations, and whatever. But the same people criticizing this game about the, especially the negative reviews. Like, you see a few of these negative reviews talking about the AI behavior. I'm trying out the level designs. Let me see what other negatives. The gameplay loop is they don't like that, or half-baked gameplay loops, repetitive open world busy work, and poor optimization. People judge it based on optimization. It's like, where was this judgment for Jedi Survivor, which this game is doing extremely well, and this game was terrible on all platforms, but yet they didn't judge it negatively. The game didn't judge this game negatively. I wonder why. Maybe because one is an Xbox game and one is a multi-plat that has a Star Wars license. Like, why is Star Wars Jedi Survivor not being dinged because of the bad performance or optimization issues? Like, you just see all positive scores, 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s. And really? Is this really, like, these game reviewers are giving this game 9 out of 10, but when you look at the user score, people are like, this is overwhelmingly negative because of the bad optimization. The PS5 version is completely borked. HDR doesn't work, terrible PS5 performance, and user scores. But if you look at the critic scores, everything is awesome. Now, you can't tell me there's no media bias at all, and not in play here. Like, get out of here.
I have an honest to God question for this guy. Did you just stick your head in the sand and just completely ignore the news that has happened since last week? You know, like, Digital Foundry came out and said this is the worst PC port game of 2023. Did you, like, not see that? And then the news outlets picked up on it and just went absolutely freaking nuts with it. And on top of that, YouTubers actually came out that cover news and actually reviews of the game too, came out and lambasted the shit out of this game and told so many people that they need to get refunds for this game because this is unacceptable. Especially for a $70 game where we were promised quality. And if they had to delay the game so they can deliver on that quality, we were perfectly fine to accept it. Now, maybe there was a small minority that would have been, oh my God, they're delaying it. Their opinion don't matter. And what I don't understand is I feel like this is a cop-out for you. Saying like, oh, yeah, this game is getting all this bad publicity and stuff, but why is this game not getting it? Like, you're moving the goalpost around. It infuriates the hell out of me. You know, Xbox has been on a losing run lately, except for Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush was actually a really fucking good game. But these other games that have been releasing from the Xbox studios are just falling flat on their faces. And they are not delivering what they've promised they're going to do. Deliver quality games to us.
There's no media bias at all with Xbox at all. Like, Xbox games, they're living completely positive scores, but the user scores showed something else. So it's just fascinating how that works out. Jedi Survivor gets a pass, Redfall doesn't. Then it doesn't help that Sony fanboys are running with this whole the negative reviews for Redfall. They're running with this whole thing like the game has a 64 or the game must suck. Well, if you're a Sony fanboy, you aren't playing in the game anyway. The most you're seeing about Redfall is YouTube and on Twitter. You can't play the game because it's on PlayStation. So I don't know why you're chiming in anyway with that drought that you got this year of first-party content. The next big party game you're waiting for is Spider-Man 2 in September. So it's like, really? What are you bragging about? Like, it's just, you sound like a clown. What are you bragging about?
You do understand that they do have other games released on their platform, like the original Spider-Man, remastered. They have the God of War series on there. They have Ratchet and Clank. They have Ghost of Tsushima. There's a shitload of games on there that are pretty fucking entertaining and are like 7 to 10 and 8 to 10 or above that are really fun to play. Versus playing this game, playing Redfall, I would rather play those games than fucking Redfall. At least those games function. And I know Forspoken was an absolute flop this year. It really was. So, here's the thing. If Spider-Man 2 comes out and it's absolutely fantastic, and just for the sake of the fucking console wars, because I know how these Oonga Boonga brains work with these people, it's 1 for 1. And that's it. That's it. If Starfield comes out and it's an absolute flop, it's still going to be 1 for 1. Nobody in this situation is going to win. Nobody ever in any situation with these console wars wins anything. It's just a losing battle. That's it. That's all it ever has been. These corporations milk people like you for these type of situations. It's free fucking advertisement.
But okay, it's just fascinating. Like I said, Redfall doesn't get a pass, but Star Wars does. It's just fascinating. Like I said so far, I'm enjoying the game. I'm 2 hours in. I got to play an hour yesterday before I went to sleep, and an hour today before I go to work. So it's like I'm enjoying it so far. We had one mission. I'm gonna give a little. I'm gonna give like a brief impression so far. Like, I mean, the vampires take over this island. You gotta stop them, which is a pretty cool concept. It's a whole lot of for vampires. There was one mission where you got to go to this one warehouse to stop the vampires from like sending out like radio signals to stranded people in the area, trying to lure the people in so you can like just feed on them. And you have to disrupt the broadcast station. So that was a cool concept, a cool mission. I thought was pretty impressive. It was a cool, because it's vampires trying to feed off people, so you got to stop the interception. I thought that was pretty cool so far.
So you barely put any hours into this game, and you want to sit there on your high horse and call these people just Xbox haters. They don't know what they're talking about. They've barely played this fucking game. Blah, 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 fucking blah. Bruh, put some more hours into this game. You'll see how boring and dry this game is. Oh my god, that is just terrible. You barely put any hours into this game. Mind you, you just said to yourself that you put 1 hour into this game and you barely played the first mission, and that you think this game is like above 8 out of 10. Or I just, please make it make sense, because I'm about to lose my freaking mind over this situation. 1 hour, and you're calling everybody just Xbox haters because, they don't like the Xbox brand, blah, blah, blah. Somebody help me before I lose my mind.
And then rescue those civilians. So, I mean, I'm not saying what the big issue is. Like, sure, the graphics are not that great. It's like, if the graphics are not probably the biggest downfall, the biggest negative about this, the visuals are not great, but overall, I'm enjoying what I'm playing with it so far. I like the different guns you can use to fight the vampires, like those like harpoon guns. Some of these guns are like built like harpoons. You got sniper rifles, which a sniper rifle is very satisfying. Maybe because I'm playing as a character who's based on using sniper rifles. I'm playing as the guy who has the Raven and who can turn invisible. Who has like he's based on using sniper rifles. So I'm liking that character so far. This is probably definitely a best played with other people. I can definitely see how this game was meant for playing with other people, but because of the backlash, they put the single player option in there. So
again, you've only played 1 hour of this game, and you have not seen the worst that has happened with this game. I've had this game glitched out on me. I've had visual glitches, like earlier in the video where you see that green light just spew out. Yeah, that's happened to me more than 3 times. And I have all the proof on my stream that you can go fact check me if you like. And you know what? Honestly, if you're enjoying the game, cool. More power to you. But let people talk about this game and how bad it is. And we want better games than this. This game sucks. It really sucks. I wouldn't be so hard on this game as much if Microsoft didn't make the promises that they made, along with increasing their prices for first-party games and pretty much initially ripping off their customers.
I can't see what's based on playing multiple people, because definitely seems like it'd be a lot of fun playing with other people, but so far I'm playing a single player. I'm enjoying it so far. It's like I'm only 2 hours in. Like I said before, some of these people probably played the game to completion. Probably got like 15 to 20 hours into this game. I'm only 2 hours in. I'm enjoying it so far. So my opinion might change, but for right now, I'm enjoying it. And I can definitely see what's the 7 or 6 out of 10 would probably be the score this game gets. Once again, I love Far Cry games. I love vampires in general, the whole vampire lore. So this is up my alley. So I don't know. Maybe other people might feel different, but this is up my alley already. I like the Far Cry, I like the Borderlands style looter shooter games, as they call it. So I am enjoying it so far. I don't mind the repetitive gameplay loop. I think all games are repetitive in a way. Like I'm playing Resident Evil 4 Remake at the same time as well too. I like that you're just shooting enemies. I kind of don't like that it gets interrupted with these puzzles. So I'm kind of fine that you're just kind of doing the same thing. It's like, if you vibe with a gameplay loop, you're gonna enjoy it no matter what. Like I think most RPGs in general are repetitive, so it's like it is what it is. If you don't like Far Cry games or Borderlands, you're probably not gonna like this game. And if you're an Xbox hater, you're probably not gonna. People shouldn't. Another thing too. People shouldn't listen to Xbox haters' opinions about Xbox games. Like it doesn't make any sense. Of course, their MO is to hate on Xbox. They have something's wrong with these guys. They literally get off to hating Xbox to begin with. So of course they're not gonna like this game. So
You're gonna regret it.
First things first, let's get this one out of the way real quickly. I think, in my opinion, my humble opinion, you have a skill issue and you need to get good. And then another thing too, Far Cry does have puzzles in them. So how did you progress through the Far Cry games again? And in certain missions within the Far Cry series, don't you need to complete puzzles in order to progress? Like, even in Resident Evil 2, or no, 4, sorry guys, sorry. Even in Resident Evil 4, some of the puzzles aren't even that hard to figure out. So, I mean, I'm probably chucking this up to a skill issue, bro. And another thing, quit filing everybody in that is, supposedly hating on this game as PlayStation fans. Everybody that's talking about this game right now, as in its current state, is an absolute mess, and it deserves the bad press. Because this game is an absolute mess, and it is a ripoff for how just bad and janky and buggy it really is. Also, again, I'm just going to cut out some of this from the video because he's just reiterating some of the same bullshit he's doing again. Oh, I like this game. Media bad. Ha 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 ha.
oh, and then another one. Let me get this bonus guy up in there. Mr. Matty Plays. I almost forgot to mention that guy. So I used to watch Mr. Matty Plays because he used to cover all the Fallout and Bethesda stuff. I was a big fan of that guy, but I seen his thumbnail saying like what happened and what went wrong, and it's just like really, like jeez. So it's definitely the media is definitely against this game. It's just like, if you like Far Cry, like I don't understand like how there's a big like difference that you just not liking this game. Or if you like the Fallout style games or the looter shooters, you get constant loot constantly. I don't say you just dislike this game because the Fallout games aren't visually impressive. They aren't like great. They don't have great animations. They don't have great. It's not like it's just like I don't just say you can hate. I don't say you can hate this game but love Fallout or love like Far Cry. It just doesn't make any sense to me. You can say you can love those games but hate those games. It's like it's pretty much the same aspect of a lot of those games. It has like the same DNA of those games, just put into just one game. So
I seriously do not understand what your problem is at all for having at least quality in your life. But in this situation, the What Happened series is a fantastic one. My favorite one out of that whole series of his is Mega Man Legends, and he nailed it. He nailed it out of the park with that one. And for the love of God, don't compare Far Cry and Borderlands to this piece of shit. At least those games are entertaining. Versus this game, it's boring. There's no interesting characters at all. There is no characters like Voss at all, like any villains that are just as interesting as Voss, or any characters interesting from like the Borderlands series. There's no like characters like Handsome Jack or characters like Craig, the psycho, the main character that you would play in Borderlands 2. There is nothing interesting in Redfall that you can compare to Far Cry or Borderlands like that. There is nothing interesting. Just boring, plain shit. But go ahead, keep popping off. Keep telling everybody that, they're wrong and you only have 1 hour in the game, that you've barely passed the first mission and you know everything about Redfall. Yeah, keep going. Keep popping off with it.
I don't know. This is just me ranting right now about these different just negativity we're seeing about this game. I think it's just overblown. Once again, Jedi Survivor gets a pass. Everything is awesome. User score 86. Don't talk about any of the flaws with this game on all platforms. But Redfall gets dinged because it has optimization issues, and the textures are a little blurry. It gets blasted for this, but Jedi Survivor gets a free pass. So just think about that. Just don't let that just simmer in your brain. Is that how Jedi Survivor got a pass, but Redfall isn't? So once again, I'm not saying this is the best game ever made, but it's definitely not the worst game ever made. So, and especially.
Oh no, because you know what the worst game that has ever been made You want to know what that title goes to? It goes to Mindjack. Go look up some gameplay, guys. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about in this situation. But honestly, though, so far in this year in 2023, we're about like almost halfway through it. So far, as it stands right now, Redfall is the worst game out of 2023, in my humble opinion. And in my humble opinion with you guys, if you spent $70 on this game, you need to go get a refund and go buy games like Resident Evil 4 or go buy Dead Space, the remake, and just please go enjoy yourself. Or if you're not interested in those games, go spend that $70 on a couple, maybe 7 months of Game Pass, and you will have more quality of life with Game Pass, because there's a lot of games on there. There's a lot of good games on there that you can find on there that you'll be happy with versus playing Redfall. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this type of content, please leave a like and comment in the comment section. I always like talking to you guys in the comment section. It's always fun to have a nice little chat. And hey, if you truly do appreciate this type of content, please subscribe to the channel. Helps me with the algorithm, and I'm trying to get to 7,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So, hey, why don't you be that, why not help me get to close to 7,000? But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, fam.